Before we dive into the Winnipeg General Strike, I want you to imagine a city at a total standstill. No mail, no streetcars, no newspapers, even the milk and bread deliveries have stopped. This was Winnipeg in May 1919. But why did it happen? After World War I, soldiers returned to Canada, a promising country now plagued by massive inflation and unemployment. In Winnipeg, workers in the building and metal trades were seeing the worst labor conditions, and they were fed up. They wanted just simple things: living wage and the right to collective bargaining, the power to negotiate as a group rather than as individuals. When their employers flatly refused to talk, the spark was lit. On May 15, 1919. At 11 a.m., the strike officially began. The city's telephone operators, also known as the Hello Girls, didn't even wait. They walked off their shifts hours early. Within a day, 30,000 workers, both unionized and non-unionized, abandoned their posts. The employers didn't budge. Instead, they formed the Citizens Committee. They didn't see a labor dispute. They saw a revolution. Influenced by the Russian Revolution, they branded the strikers as Bolsheviks trying to overthrow the British way of life. Not everyone stood with the workers. The city's elite and the federal government feared a communist conspiracy. They argued that essential services were being held hostage. This fear was fueled by prejudice. Many strikers were European immigrants, and the opposition used this to paint the movement as un-Canadian and dangerous. By mid-June, the tension reached a breaking point. On June 17th, the federal government moved in, arresting 10 strike leaders in late-night raids. This only made the workers more defiant. Everything culminated on June 21st, Bloody Saturday. A massive crowd gathered to protest the arrests. When a streetcar tried to push through, strikers tipped it over and set it on fire. The Royal Northwest Mounted Police charged on horseback with clubs and revolvers. By the end of the day, 2 men were dead, dozens were injured, and the city was under military occupation. The result and lasting impact fearing more death. The strike was called off on June 26th. On the surface, the workers lost. Many were jailed or fired. But the long-term impact was a massive victory. The strike proved the power of numbers. Strike leaders went on to found the political parties that built Canada's social safety net. Today, every time a Canadian worker enjoys a weekend, a minimum wage, or a safe workplace, they are walking in the footsteps of those who stood their ground in Winnipeg a century ago.